What's up, guys? Welcome to Real Estate Podcast, episode 262. I'm here with Griffin.
And I'm here with Adam.
And we're phoning it in. Waiting on
Yeah,
Trav.
Trav will be here soon, right? Maybe.
He's returning from Doctor Strange as we speak.
Yes, allegedly.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. We're not with him. We're doing a twofer this week, right?
Mhm.
Actually, a threefer.
Yeah.
Threefer with some reefer, dude. You know what I'm saying? We're doing X, we're doing Doc Strange, and we're doing the last episode of Moon Knight.
A big episode.
Huge episode, you know?
Yeah. Oh, X.
And yeah, we're going to start in with X. So this is, of course, A24.
Mhm.
And I mean, I can legitimately sit here and say that like every A24 flick that we've seen on the podcast has been good.
Yeah.
I don't think we've
It's almost
watched
like
a
you know
bad.
what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Right.
Like going to Chick-fil-A or Publix, like
Yeah,
a
right.
certain quality of film that's coming out of there. Like,
Yeah. And they, I mean, you know, we've had horror movies before, you know, from A24. We've had some crazy movies, but like this is just straight throwback, dude. Like it's a slasher flick,
yeah,
but in a different kind of
a
way.
different kind of way. The same,
Yeah.
but different.
Yeah. Separate but equal.
Yeah.
You know? It was just like, okay, so we got these kids. Well, they're not really kids. We got these people, 1979. They're going to a farmhouse because they're going to film some porn,
Yeah.
right?
In Texas.
As you do in 1979.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. In Texas, yeah. And yeah. They get there and shit starts to unfold from there in a big way.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting because like, you know, the whole idea behind what they're doing hinges on the fact that like home video is fixing to be a thing.
It is.
And
Porn's going to
and
be
they're like,
huge.
yeah, and this dude knew it. He was like, you can fucking be degenerate in your own house at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's that, you know? And he was ahead of the curve, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too bad he was so far ahead of the curve that it cost him his life.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean,
I thought they
legit,
all
though.
were going to die.
Yeah,
I didn't think
for
anybody was
real.
walking out of there. Like,
No.
but it made sense why, like, you know, they let her leave. It kind of goes with the story there. But
Yeah.
I'm like, ain't no way you're going to get in this truck and leave without killing this woman.
No.
And then I was like, oh,
Yeah. Splat
she a
out,
little
you
3-speed
know?
on the column.
Yeah.
You know?
A little 3-speed on the column for sure,
Split that
dude.
head wide open.
Yeah, dude. No fucks given. But yeah, they're going out here to film the porn and to try to make it big. And this dude that they brought with him, he's just like, I'm not filming it like porn. I'm
Yeah.
filming it like it's cinema.
He's in
You know,
the
like
French movie scene. He's
yeah,
kind of a hipster.
yeah. He's a hipster before hipsters were hipsters. You know,
He's like, already got. She's like, why are you filming this now? Don't you have to film it in order? And he's like, well, once I get it in the can, I can edit it.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, dummy, we can edit it. Like,
Yeah, she's like, wow.
yeah.
You know,
You should film it at an angle up so it looks like he's using his dick to put gas in.
yeah,
It's like, good shot idea.
yeah, right.
I like how they kept going into that. You know, the different aspect ratio where they would show.
Yeah, show the recording.
Yeah.
Them getting the footage. Yeah, and I like how they use that as the primary way for like to show the porn happening.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, look, man, who hasn't watched porn at some point?
Yeah, at some point.
You know what I mean? Like, whether, like, everybody's watched porn at some point. You always view it, like, now you view it through a phone, but back in the day, you viewed it through, you know, a TV.
Yeah, VHS, DVD.
Yeah, so And it was cool that they used the way that they would show you the porn happening
Yeah.
would be through the Super 8,
Mm-hmm.
That
The
was really
grainy.
fucking cool. Yeah.
It looked like it was really shot on one.
It probably was,
Probably
dude.
was, knowing this guy.
I
Like
mean, yeah.
some cool shots in the movie.
Yeah, some really and, like,
Cinematography
I
was good.
mean and it didn't feel like the porn was too much.
Nah, it was
I didn't
porn.
feel that way. Yeah, exactly.
As you said
So,
before, you see everybody's tits,
yeah.
even the tits you don't
Well,
want to see.
yeah. Yeah,
You see them.
right? Yeah, all the tits, dude. And, but they bring it together nicely, like, these people are out here fucking, and then you think that this chick's gonna get ate by the alligator.
Yeah,
That doesn't happen,
I knew
somehow.
somebody was. I was like, somebody's
Yeah,
gonna get eaten by this thing.
yeah. Had to.
Yeah,
That's why it's there. And then they like when the sun goes down. If you're ever in a horror movie situation, the last thing you want is for the sun to go down.
dude. Whenever she went out there and dipped her toe in that water, that murky ass,
Yeah, it
dirty
was
ass pond,
nasty.
I was like,
Yeah,
that's not a
stagnant
swimming
ass
hole.
water.
That is not a
Nah,
swimming
dude.
hole. Don't get in that.
Yeah, you're
There's
gonna get.
snakes in that,
Yeah,
turtles. Like you'll get some
you're gonna get.
flesh-eating bacteria.
Yeah, you're gonna get some kind of fucking coochie disease.
Don't get in that
And
water.
yeah, but and then it throws everything on its head. Now let's talk about this situation for a moment. So the director, quote unquote director, and he brings his little girlfriend to
Oh
like
yeah,
help with sound and everything, right?
yeah,
And then she's like, "How can y'all?" After the end of the day, they get all the scenes that they need. Jackson fucks
yeah.
everybody,
Oh, you could.
pretty
Did you
much.
see how she was looking at it when he was doing the scene with the chick?
Yeah.
She was
Oh yeah.
interested.
Yeah. She was like, "What is this all about?"
Yeah,
Um, but she's like, "How can y'all do this?" And then that the blonde headed chick was like, "Well, it's porn. Like it's not love."
yeah.
And they brought all that kind of stuff up. It's not
It's like,
love.
is he
It's
your
just
boyfriend? Sometimes.
yeah, yeah, right. And then she's like, "Fuck it, I want to try it out."
Yeah, I want to be in a movie.
Yeah, and then of course, dude doesn't like it.
Well,
He freaks out.
his, I don't know what this guy's nether regions downstairs mix up looks like, but the dude that she's banging,
Yeah,
when he's standing in the doorway, it's
yeah,
just you see a shadow between his legs just swinging back and forth. Just
yeah. It's like a clock.
yeah, yeah, dude. He's a grandfather clock between his legs, like,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's like, God damn.
yeah. Oh, Hammer over here.
So she piles up in the bed with him, and they do it tastefully. The camera just kind of cuts away. You know what happened.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
all
you
you need
just
to
see
know.
dude, she's sleeping, and dude's in the shower, just like balled up in the fetal position, crying, like,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh man, if you didn't want it to happen, why'd you let it?
Well, the thing is like, dude wasn't wrong because like, as soon as they went outside, she went to the back and they started getting her ready for it.
Yeah,
So she was doing it regardless.
yeah.
So dude wasn't wrong about that. But here's the thing, man. What do you expect?
Why
Like,
did
all
you
right,
bring your girlfriend to a porn shoot?
exactly. Like if I'm directing porn, like if I'm just a camera guy and porn is happening and I'm filming the porn, and then like there's a possibility, especially like with your
I'm
girlfriend,
not bringing my
like,
lady. It's not
yeah, I'm
happening.
not.
I'll
No.
find a buddy that can hold a microphone.
Yeah, where's
Fuck it. Let's
Chess?
put it on a pole. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not moving. You know what I
right.
mean? They're staying in one spot when they're banging. So
Yeah,
what he think was gonna
um,
happen?
exactly. Legit.
She got to look at the forbidden fruit. She was tempted by the
Yeah,
fruit of another.
And he's like, we can't do that. There's rewrites and all that. And
Yeah,
I'm
he's
like,
like,
I
no.
got you rewrites, you
Yeah,
know,
this is
like
extra scene.
I can bring a rewrite out for this in like, 2 minutes, don't get me started. But and like I was saying earlier, I was kind of surprised because I thought that Jackson, which is the black dude, and then the Matthew McConaughey ripoff were gonna try to go the camera dude into doing it.
Yeah,
And then that was gonna be like the point of conflict between the group,
yeah.
And because I was expecting, okay, there's 6 people that show up, there's 3 dudes, 3 chicks.
Mm-hmm.
I was assuming that discount Matthew McConaughey and the black dude were gonna be banging the other
That's what
chicks,
I
you know
thought.
what
I
I
was like, we're not
mean?
gonna use the same dick every time.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But
But
no, we're
no,
using
dude.
the same dick because he was built for it. He's like, I was born for this.
Yeah.
Standing there looking out the window, naked as fuck, just
Yeah,
drinking
I was
milk. Like, all
born
right.
for this shit. Yeah. So I was expecting like the dudes to get with him. It's like, come on, fuck your girlfriend and let us film it and all this. I thought that was going to kind of be the conflict, but nah, dude. When they took it that route, and I'm sitting here like I was watching this with Marina, and Marina was just like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm filming porn for whatever reason, I'm filming porn, and you show up and like you're half-ass interested, or even
And pretty.
have yeah, and have the thought that you want to be involved in it, then
Mm-hmm. The more the
I mean,
merrier.
yeah, exactly. Like, so I don't know, man. But that starts the downfall. Now let me ask you this. If he doesn't leave, right? If he doesn't get in the van and start to drive away, does any of this shit
I
happen?
don't know. I thought that. I was like, all you had to do was stay cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, don't leave at night.
No.
God.
Wait until the next morning.
Well, dude, after it happened, whenever he was crying like that in a shower, right? Cool shower scene from the down up top.
Yeah, yeah.
But all right, there's a tub, and then there's this perimeter with a curtain on it that's like 2 foot away from the tub, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that doesn't.
That's not how you
Yeah,
take
the
a
floor's
shower.
gonna get wet, you know. But I guess
Yeah,
they did
yeah.
it for the scene, like, cause it looked cool. But
Yeah.
anyway, after that, I'm like, oh, he's gonna start fucking. I thought he was gonna do something,
Yeah.
cause I'm still like, who's the killer here?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
can't be these
And
old people. They can barely fucking walk.
yeah. And then lo and behold, it was the fucking old people,
They
like,
stabbed him to death
yeah, in
repeatedly.
the throat. Yeah. She liked it too. Maybe a little too much.
And then I'm
You
like,
know
oh,
what I
she's
mean?
got sundowners, because he's like, my wife, she's sick.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll say, I think both of you are
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Yeah, right. And then it just spirals out of control, of course, and you can see it kind of coming from that point forward. It's like, all right, he goes missing, the girlfriend wakes
Yeah,
up. Where's he at? They got to go look for him.
yeah, of course they separate.
Yeah. And like, let me ask you this, dude. If we're on a camping trip somewhere, right? First of all, whether we're sleeping in a tent or in somebody's fucking house that was used during the Civil War, are you sleeping in your underwear?
Yeah,
Well, okay.
probably,
Like,
and a shirt. Like,
yeah, like
I don't know what's
I'm
gonna
gonna have
happen.
shorts on. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So are you gonna run out
Mm-mm.
and try to look for somebody?
Oh, Matthew McConaughey? He
Yeah,
fucking walked out
dude.
in his whitey tidies, dude. The tidiest of the whiteys, dude. Like,
Yeah, dude. No
it was like a
fucking shoes.
Speedo.
Yeah, right.
Well, when I saw him standing there, I was like, oh, that's why he's not in the movie. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Big
right. Yeah.
personality
Yeah, yeah.
compensating for something. I'm just, Nah, dude. And I'm not wandering out in the night. I'm not separating. We don't split up. We wake everyone up. We
Yeah.
we
Everybody come
regroup,
with that.
team up,
Yeah.
group up. Like, group
Yeah.
up. You know? Don't separate,
It's
man.
no.
He's like, that's a lot of firepower for a missing wife.
Yeah,
Old
right.
timer pops. I would have got, whenever he put that. See, that dude was smart. I mean, dude, he survived fucking rice paddies,
Yeah.
He's like, whenever he walked over there and that flashlight was in the water, I was like, he just set you up.
Yeah.
Like, he just set you up, dude.
I thought that's what the alligator was
I
going to
thought I
get
was
him.
going to give him to. I think they knew, they kept trying to tease that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't know who's going to do it. And then that dude just fucking shot him.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that
Nah, I
shit.
didn't want him to die that fast.
No, he was cool.
Yeah.
How good was fucking Kid Cudi?
Yeah.
Kid Cudi, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
Cuddy.
Cudi?
He played
Yeah.
Jackson. I had no idea he was an actor.
No.
What other movie did you say he was in?
Uh,
It was something
what the
else. It
fuck?
was a big movie he was in.
He was in, hold on, I'll tell you. Because whenever I was looking, I didn't know that he was
I had
anybody.
no idea.
Let's see. So he was in Don't Look Up. He was in Need for Speed. He's got 55 credits, acting credits, which a lot of it is like music videos and
Yeah.
stuff. But he was in an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay. Well,
He
he's got
was
some chops.
in. He was great.
Yeah.
Like really
Oh,
good.
The Harder They Fall. Oh, we did the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
He was in
movie. Don't Look
Westworld.
Up. Yeah. Good actor.
Really good actor.
Yeah.
But I mean, they just started picking him off, man.
Yeah, one
Like
at a time.
pitchfork through the eye.
I knew, dude, when he started looking through that, I was like,
Yeah,
he about to
right.
take a knife to. I thought it was gonna be a knife, of course, but
I did too.
I was like, yeah, I wouldn't look through that hole.
No.
Like, you're looking for your friend, and if he ain't answered you, he ain't back there.
Yeah,
Don't look through
exactly
that
right.
hole.
Yeah.
That old lady was creepy.
Yes, she was.
The way she would stand there with like one of her shoulders down and one up,
Yeah.
just kind of hunched over, like, I used to be pretty.
Yeah.
You still are on the inside.
Used to be a dancer, dude. So, and then like they start picking everybody off, and then we see the old couple fuck, and I wasn't
Oh,
expecting that shit to
he
happen at
laid
all.
it
You know what I
down
mean?
too, man.
Yeah, he was in it to
They
win
got
it, you
turned
know?
on by all that murdering.
Yeah. They're into some
Well,
weird
dude, it's
shit.
like there's still two girls. One's in
Yeah.
the cellar. And then I'm sitting there like the whole time she's in there, I'm like, bitch, there's got to be a crowbar or something in there. Then she
Yeah.
finally gets something. I don't know why you would want to knock out the panel that's not next to the doorknob. I don't know. I don't
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
You know. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff you could do to get out of there. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, whenever she
Yeah.
tries to get out, he just smashes her hand with the stock of the gun, dude. Just
Yeah.
mashes those
Not
digits.
did not have good decision making.
There was a lot of bad
And
lieutenant.
yeah, a
decisions,
lot
man.
of it.
The first
Yeah,
one was
right.
him bringing his girl
Yeah.
because that just kind of spiraled out of control. But you
Yeah,
know, when
I
she kept,
know.
when the husband was like, where's the one you want? So I
Yeah,
think they would
she's
have
like,
still tried to get the girl because she
yeah,
wanted her.
yeah,
But this is just how it played out. I want to know so much more about the couple.
yeah, right.
That's there's just questions like how long I mean, I guess they moved there after the war.
Yeah,
So they've been doing this since then.
since World War II,
Yeah.
which ended in what,
Yeah,
44
you got the
or
perfect
48?
garbage disposal. A
Yeah, a
goddamn
crocodile.
30-foot goddamn, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, and then there was the guy, as soon as he saw that truck with that
yeah, he should have
Texas,
got the fuck
that
out.
was a red flag, at least for me. I'm like,
Yeah,
ugh.
I'm out, you know?
Whenever he wanted her to go down in the cellar, I was like, he was like, the other flashlight's down in the cellar. Could you go get it? I'm like, yeah, give me that one so I can see.
Yeah, but
Like,
yeah,
that was stupid. Because
yeah,
I was like, oh. But there for a little bit, it's like, I'm like, you almost think that it is the woman does have like dementia or something. Like, why is she doing this? Like, but then it's like, oh, he's in on it too. Okay.
yeah,
They're
right.
sickos.
Yeah. But it was, you know, the movie was what, an hour and 45 minutes?
Yeah, it was short. And that last
hour
45 is when it, boom, just.
Yeah, when it really starts to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say this, like for a horror flick, it was a little on the longer side. Like most of them are an hour and a half, hour 20 minutes, especially slasher films,
Mm-hmm.
which it's been some years. I guess Halloween, that was one of the most recent slasher films, but like the way that they built tension
Yeah.
and the one thing that contributed to the tension building was the way that they did the sex scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the sex scenes all started out like playful and like everybody's like, doing the thing and whatever they're doing. But like there's a point in almost every sex scene that they show that takes a turn
Yeah.
where like starts getting like super creepy,
Yeah.
like super creepy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like when she
Um,
looks over her shoulder and that woman's watching her, she just makes eye contact with her, and I'm like, you just gonna keep going? Okay.
yeah, right. Like, what is this
And then
about?
the
Yeah,
woman sees herself in that position,
yeah,
and it's like, whoa, what?
yeah. That was yeah. But they did such a good job at building that tension and like, these people like they know each other, but they don't know each other. And like the way that they built the suspense between those characters and having that one little conflict arise to kind of set the wheels in motion was enough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need to go completely, it wasn't like watching a bunch of high school kids being fucking stupid,
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was, like these people are there to do a job. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's somebody there's a little conflict that comes of that, but it's not anything, you know,
It wasn't
it's some
cheesy.
no, it wasn't cheesy at all, and it was so well done, man. And like
Yeah.
this dude, whenever you look at this dude's credits, so for directing, he did Trigger Man in 2007. He did The Roost, The House of the Devil, The Innkeepers, The Sacrament. Did a lot of TV, and then he directed this. And then whenever you look at his writing credits, he did The House of the Devil, Cabin Fever 2, uh,
Mm-hmm.
The Innkeepers, The Roost, Trigger Man, VHS, The ABCs of Death. So he did some like compilation horror things, The Sacrament, stuff like this. But I'm kind of interested to see some of this other stuff that he's done
Yeah.
just based off of like this film alone.
So
What the
the
fuck
next
is
movie is called Pearl, and
Yes,
that's the
yeah.
backstory. It says it's the backstory on how Pearl became the person she was.
Yeah.
And yeah, that girl's playing Pearl. It's
It's
weird, dude,
fucking
because
awful.
they don't. I guess they do that so it doesn't give it away. I don't know, but she does not have a credit for that on the IMDb because I went there. I was like, who's this? I was like, whoever this old lady is. And I was like, it looks like that girl.
Yeah.
I know it's someone wearing prosthetics,
Yeah.
you know, but I would go there and look. I tried to look for her and the old man, and they have no. I think the old dude was Howard, and he's
Yeah.
on there. But so they filmed. You were telling they filmed while they were on set. They had extra time because of COVID. They just filmed
Yeah.
a sequel or a prequel.
So, yeah, so right here it says the day after X's South by Southwest premiere, writer director Ty West revealed during pre production for this film he had used his time during a mandatory 2-week quarantine in his hotel to write a prequel. As the production for X wrapped, and also because the sets were already constructed, he asked star Mia Goth if she wished to remain in New Zealand to film Pearl, which she readily accepted. The prequel is due for release later in 2022.
Yeah, it says here that it's the character's early life in 1918, decades before the
Wow.
events of X. So she's gonna be, the really like young version of her. Probably
Yeah,
like when they first got married or got together. Like,
right. I'm down
yeah,
with
I'm
it.
interested in seeing their backstory. Like,
Yeah,
it was a
right.
good idea to shoot that, dude. How much did fucking New Zealand look like Texas?
Yeah,
Like,
for
holy
real,
shit!
right?
Like,
It looked more like Texas than
yeah,
Texas looks
dude.
like Texas, like for real.
What's up, guys?
Oh, we got a special guest with us.
Sorry, I just got dropped off through a star portal.
Oh yeah. You're
But
in the
anyways,
right universe.
Yeah.
I was
Welcome.
worried for a second, man. At one point, I was a bunch of paint.
Oh yeah, it's hard to eat that
But
way.
yeah. But yeah. What's going on,
X, Trav. What'd you? We're talking about X for a minute here.
dude? That okay? Did you guys when y'all were watching it, was y'all's copy? Did it seem like it had a VHS grain to it?
Yeah.
Okay, I just
So-
wanted to make sure. I just didn't know if it was on my end or not.
Yeah.
But like the first half of that movie had total Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
What a what a on the nose film.
Yeah. Right. It knew exactly what it was trying to be. Right.
Oh, for sure.
I did. Well, you know, I kept waiting. We were talking about this. Like, I kept waiting. Like, all right, who's the killer? You know, are they gonna have some
Yeah.
like son that's fucked up, or like? Because I don't expect these old people. I know they're creepy,
Yeah.
but I'm like, is it gonna be the alligator? Is it, is this dude gonna
Yeah.
get mad because his chick fucked the porn star and he's gonna kill everybody? Like what?
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
that's like whenever you have the scene where he's like, "Fuck this, I'm leaving." Bad lieutenant decision number 2. First one was bringing your girl to a porn shoot.
Uncle
Sorry about
Steen.
And you saw when that dude was standing in the doorway, you saw that grandfather clock between his legs, right?
I saw.
They show you the silhouette, dude. Like when he's standing there, when he's like, "What's up, pops?" It's a lot of firepower. You just see this massive fucking Pringle can swaying in the wind, you know.
Yeah.
But whenever that dude's like, "I'm gonna leave," and then I was like, I knew that she was about to do something to him. I was like, "Oh, why's she holding her hand behind her back like that?" You know.
Yeah.
And then she tried to like kiss on him, and he's like, "Ugh," and it's like, "Oh, shouldn't have done that," you know.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, of course she's killing him, the Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that
Right.
scene where it was behind her, you could see the car, the lights, it turns red.
Dude. Oh, with the
How
blood
cool was
splatter,
that
I thought
shot?
that was badass.
It was.
Just how how on the nose was it plowing service?
Yeah. I know. Right.
That fucking van.
They didn't give a fuck, dude. They were going to film porn. You know.
Right.
I mean. But yeah, they're making a prequel to this. They're releasing a prequel to this film, Trav.
Wow.
Well, they filmed it while they
So-
were there.
Yeah. So Ty West, the writer director, during a 2-week mandatory COVID lockdown, he wrote a prequel called Pearl, which is the old woman's name, you know. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, so they filmed it like
Take
after
place in
X wrapped.
1918.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like leading up to like why are they so
Yeah.
fucked up? Like
We'll see their
what's all
past
this?
because I do want to know.
Yeah.
Like, what kind
Like,
of
why are
fucked
they
up
the way
shit were
they
they
are?
doing? Like,
Yeah, right.
they fucking. I thought she was gonna fuck that dude after she stabbed him to death. I was like, is she gonna fuck him
Yeah.
when she got on top of him? I was like, oh,
I mean,
that's gonna be weird. She kind of did, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh.
She
Took him
was
to the
feeling
stabbing cabin.
Yeah.
Trav, did you pick up that the Maxine Binks girl that's the old lady? They kind of look
Yeah.
alike. I mean, they look
Yeah,
alike,
I
especially
was-
like when the
I was
makeup was on her
thinking
face.
that.
It's like, man, they look
I was
alike.
waiting for some like Tommy-wimey shit to
Yeah.
kick in.
Yeah.
Because like they even what confirmed it for me is when it shows the makeup pad, that blue paint
Yeah.
or the blue eyeshadow.
Well, you see
I was
her
like-
on the body, on the guy when they're filming it in the
and-
barn. I had no
Yeah.
idea that was her because when I went to the IMDb, there was no credit for the old lady.
And yeah, like just the movie was like it was at surface level. You're like, okay, movie about slasher film about people making porn in a place they shouldn't be doing it. And then when you think about it, it has that A24 like tension building that those movies are known for.
For
Yeah.
a
Like-
solid hour.
Slow
building it.
burn to like 30 minutes of just okay, you're dead.
Yeah.
Okay, you're dead. Okay, you're
Now
dead.
we kill everyone.
Mm-hmm. I thought the shot where she tries to shoot the pistol at the lady,
Yeah.
And dude, when that woman shoots that shotgun and she gets Mule kicked out that fucking
Yeah.
door, I always laugh at those jerk
My
like
hip.
shotgun shots because it's like either someone gets the receiving end of the gun or it's them shooting it. They always feet full horizontal, fucking flying in the wind. But when that whole shit happens and then you see that shot of it aimed at the hallway, but the TV's on and you hear the preacher being like, "Now that's divine intervention," and I was just like, "That's a fucking cool little edit that they did with
Yeah, how you
that."
could see the TV on the side. Well, like when he pulls the thing off, he's like, "My daughter," and it's her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
that
what are the
was an
odds?
unexpected reveal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was a preacher's daughter. Your mic's a
praise
little
the
bit high,
fucking
man.
Lord. Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
like cutting out.
How about now?
I mean,
Check, 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 check.
But I mean, when's like, but except for Halloween, like when's the last time there was a slasher flick that came out? You know, I guess Scream
yeah.
came out recently, but like for real though, like when's the last time that a slasher film came out that wasn't campy, that wasn't cheesy, that
Yeah.
like felt
I mean, most
good?
of them are pretty fucking cheesy.
Yeah, legit, right?
Well, and it was
Sure.
kind of original. Like it wasn't, but it was.
Yeah,
You know, they're out here filming a porn. You don't, and then like the bad guy here are the old people.
yeah,
And this woman, they're pissed because they're like, "We need help. I used to do this. I used to, you know, when you need a nurse." She's like, "I don't need a fucking nurse, bitch." And pushes her in the
Yeah.
water, you know?
yeah,
I ain't no damn skank.
Yeah. Yeah. Call me a skank. So that was a good idea to like make them, because you don't, I was telling Griffin earlier, like, when I'm around old people, dude, I like kind of let my guard down because they're old
yeah.
people. What are they going to
What's
do
the
to me?
threat?
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
They
Oh,
did a
when
good
she's-
job about having those
she's-
two in scenes together.
yeah.
When she stabs out Discount McConaughey's eye, that was gross.
But dude, you knew too. It's like, don't look through that hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I didn't want him to
No.
die. He was Discount McConaughey.
Yeah, his dollar store McConaughey, dude. But I love how like, because whenever the film opens, you see the aftermath of
Yeah.
what happened, you know, and
Mhm.
it was really cool. I like how they did the opening there, you know, and when you see it and you see like all the blood and all this shit, I'm thinking like this is going to be like an all out fucked up gore fest that's going to be happening here, you know.
Mhm.
And I loved how tasteful they kept everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like when dude got shot,
Didn't
whenever
even
the
see
old
it.
man shot. Yeah, you didn't even see it. You knew what
Yeah.
happened.
Well, he just disappears off camera. Like,
Yeah. And you know, it was just so tastefully done, man. And nowadays, like, you either get like a straight gore fest,
Yeah.
like an unnecessary gore fest,
the bus
or
scene
you get
from Texas Chainsaw. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, right. Or you get like ghost shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Nothing.
none of that. You don't get any of that stuff here.
Well,
You just
when
get
it was-
classic.
When it was time to be gore, they opened the floodgates. But like you said, it was very tasteful. It wasn't like there wasn't any moment like the moments where there was gore actually like made me be like, ugh, fuck, that's
Yeah,
what it's supposed to do to you, you know?
yeah. So I mean, hats off to him, man. It was done very well. The acting was incredible.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi.
Shout out to Kid Cudi.
Yeah, Kid Cudi was the black dude, Trav.
He's a rapper.
Like, yeah.
I had no idea.
I mean, he pulled the chops out, dude. Like, he was my favorite character.
Yeah, I do like him.
You know what I
liked
mean?
him and McConaughey.
Yeah,
Wayne. He looked like a Wayne.
he did, right?
He was just like when they were standing in the thing, he was like, fucking feel my dick, dude. It's hard as a rock. And I was just like,
Yeah.
whoa, that guy would do that though.
Yeah, right. Oh man. But I loved it. I can't wait to see, you know, and that's the thing, man, you know, like they get rid of some of those tropes, you know, where it's like Friday the 13th or anything like that. It's like drugs,
Yeah,
sex,
cheerleader.
you know, you do any of that stuff and that seals your fate. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And this is like, no, we're going to make a porno. Like, and then the one person that's actually doing drugs and that actually fucks on screen that's like wants to fuck,
Yeah.
she survives.
I thought she was
Like,
gonna wreck while she was snorting.
yeah,
When
I
she was
did
driving
too.
away, I was like, keep your eyes on the road. You don't know these roads.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Is the sun ever gonna fucking come out? You know, how long is this night?
yeah,
I was waiting for a Texas Chainsaw moment where,
The old
gets
lady's
yanked
standing
out of
in the
that
road.
fucker. Yeah,
Ain't no sky.
something. Yeah.
but yeah, man, I enjoyed it. I'm fucking giving it a full star,
I
man.
give it a star.
I could
Uh,
definitely see myself watching this again.
That's where I've got to respectfully disagree, man. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great, but I don't see myself coming back to it. I have no
What about the
problem with the
prequel?
movie. I'll watch the
Yeah, I
prequel.
wanna
Yeah,
know.
like I'll if more story is to be told, I'm right along for the ride.
Well, especially like
Right.
going back so far.
But
'Cause she's gonna be real young.
I don't feel like I could. I don't feel like I would be rewatching it, and for that, I'll give it a half.
I mean, if I see this on like Blu-ray, you know, I want to watch the fucking special features. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for that. Making a movie about, and people are making a movie in the movie.
Yeah. Well,
I
and
like that
like
shit.
it felt low budget,
Yeah,
but it didn't. It's such a weird contrast, you know, because it felt low budget, but it didn't. Like they spent the money where
in the
they
right
needed to spend the
places.
money. Yeah, yeah. They had great actors. They had a good script. And they spent their money on effects.
Mhm.
I mean, because everything takes place on like an acre and a half, you know, that I can drive down the road to my grandparents' house and have the same exact movie made. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like legit. So they filmed it in New Zealand, Trav.
looked like fucking
Dude, I
Texas,
wouldn't.
didn't it?
Yeah, I would have never. I would have never thought that, dude.
I mean, even
Yeah.
the house, like when they went in the house, like how shitty it looked and run
Yeah.
down, it just fit it. Like
Yeah.
the TV blaring,
Yeah.
lemonade.
And
What
I
about
love
that
like,
tension?
yeah,
They're
that was
filming the
fucking
lemonade scene in the porn, and you have her in there, and it's like,
drinking. Yeah. Life imitates art, or art. They even bring that up at one point. He's like, art imitates life, or life imitates whatever the fuck the saying is. You know, it's like that's funny. But I did love the throwbacks, man. Like them in the van and everything.
yeah,
Getting to the place was so Chainsaw Massacre. You know what I mean?
yeah. Seeing the cow all fucked
Yeah.
up from getting hit by the vehicle,
Yeah.
like that was a sign.
Yeah. Turn
Like
back.
y'all gonna look like this in a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I love a good slasher flick, man. We just don't get enough of them that's not campy and cheesy and all that good shit, you know?
Yeah, the alligator death scene was good.
Yeah, that
It
was,
looked
and
real.
I kind of wanted that bitch to die anyway.
Yeah. Oh, whenever
To
she
be,
walked down to the dock, I was like, here we go.
yeah, this is the
Yeah,
fucking
we're about to get the
alligator scene.
alligator.
Yeah, finally, you know?
That's a beefy boy. He looks like he's been eating real good.
Yeah, right. He's had a couple of meals here and there, you know? So before we get into the fucking creme de la creme of the episode, you want to talk about Moon Knight real
Yeah.
quick?
Sure, absolutely.
So Moon Knight, I mean,
You mean God of War?
dude, I was not expecting a fucking kaiju god, Egyptian god battle to be
No,
happening.
Why is it the
not at
bigger they
all.
are, the slower they fight?
Yeah, I know,
'Cause it was like
right?
slow motion behind them, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess they were trying to make it real. There's that much more gravity pulling you
Yeah,
down. I
yeah.
don't know.
I I don't know. Like normally in these comic stuff nowadays, like you couldn't possibly think you'd be impressed by the hero's big one-liner. But for
Yeah.
some reason, I had the fuck yeah moment when Moon Knight gets his suit back, and Khonshu's like, "You worm, you forget, I'm the god of the night," and he says it in that grand, over dramatic way, you know.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Fuck yeah, dude, let's do this. Go fucking whoop some ass, man."
Yeah.
I like how when they were fighting and they were changing in and out of the characters, the suit would
Yeah,
change
Oh
with
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
That was cool.
To
Show
like
you, yeah.
the way Oscar Isaac, man, the way he'll change personalities on the screen is pretty good, man. Like for
Yeah.
those types of roles, like the only other person that's pulled that off like really crazy for me or really expertly well, it was I mean, no, yeah, like because you can see the facial expression change. Like you can see
No,
when
he was
they,
a different person.
yeah,
Carl
Yeah, man.
Pilkington.
And I love how they and they, which you don't see it a lot, of course, because it was the last episode, but like the different fighting styles that the different person, like
Yeah.
Steven's more of like a street brawler, like boxing.
Yeah.
And then you had Mark coming in with like some fucking jiu-jitsu moves on some fools. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fucking them up.
With little sticks.
I do like, I do like those little daredevil sticks that he was using to fight with. That was cool. All right. But a lot of stuff happened in this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, we get Khonshu being released. We get is it Ahmed?
Ahmed.
Ahmed. We get Ahmed brought to the world, like brought to world, and then we get the fertility goddess gets the avatar of the wife. And like a lot of people, and I didn't notice it, but a lot of people were bitching online about the CGI for the episode. I didn't notice it. I mean, people were complaining about that, like the wings for that chick's costume.
I thought it looked great.
I thought it looked good.
To me, it was about on par with the rest of the show's CG.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I could tell it was CG, but it wasn't like, oh man, that fucking sucks. Like, but I guess when you sit through so many CGI fests, it doesn't really matter anymore. We get it.
No.
It's supposed to be that shit, you know?
Yeah, right. So
I mean, granted, it's a TV show.
Yeah.
You can't go balls out.
Like they kind of spent a lot of budget on those kaijus fighting. That probably took up a large amount of time to.
Or just spending the money on just making the character of Mark Spector work, like having Khonshu there, having the Moon Knight suit switching in and out from Moon Knight to Mr. Knight and everything.
The scenery.
Now, to bleed over the rewatchability thing about X with this, I probably would watch Moon Knight again for the sole purpose of trying to figure out what scenes we really were watching Jake, and they just didn't show it. They just didn't reveal it to us.
Yeah. Well, he was definitely in the market episode.
Yep.
Because the voice
and the hat
was completely. Yeah.
Well, does that have anything to do, you guys think, with the color-coded Marvel theory? Like, Steven and Mark kind of are along the same lines in their attire and shit. And then when Jake was on the screen,
it was a little
like that.
Yeah, he was wearing some darker clothes.
Yeah, black hat.
Some beige. Yeah. So,
I mean, I watched Moon Knight completely cold because I'd never read Moon Knight specific stories or anything like that. But once it was over with, and I did my, I opened my filter to the internet again.
Your third eye.
Yeah, right. And I could see where maybe some comic book fans, like some of the more like Moon Knight's my hero type people, probably feeling shafted that Jake was spared throughout the whole run to the very end. But as a layman watching it for the character, I was like, you got to have something to lead in for next season.
Yeah, I mean, there's more.
Exactly.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's driving fucking Khonshu around, dude. He's a chauffeur.
Yeah. Driving Miss Daisy.
He's big pimping in the back of that car, dude. Very expensive vehicle.
Yeah. And what's crazy though, man, is like, like Khonshu, no, nothing. He's just like, all right, you're good, you're done.
So is Khonshu the bad guy?
I mean, I think that Khonshu is like this inevitable force that, of course, we see his own motivations and everything, but like,
He's
I
the
don't-
reality
world.
Mark has to deal with.
yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's good or bad there. I think that it's an amalgamation of both.
Well-
It's like it's his world.
I mean, he wants to protect the travelers of the night, dude.
Yeah, and what means whatever it takes. You know, like
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, if you have to kill them, then fuck them. You know,
Well,
like
like by doing what they did, I mean, how many people would have died had
exactly.
they not
Yeah,
been there? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, and they just started harvesting all the souls in Egypt. It's like, what the
we're
fuck
just
is
gonna take them all at
happening?
once. We're
Yeah,
not gonna judge
and they-
people.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's like I guess Khonshu lies in that morally gray area.
Yeah,
And that's what makes it interesting. And then Mark and Steven trying to be like the moral center of everything. And then you've got Jake that's going to be like the chaotic evil side of everything, where he's just like, I do what you want, Concho, you know? Like, I wonder what his suit's going to look like, you know?
yeah.
Is he going to have that hat? But
Well, I mean, dude, that just the whole scene at the end when, the whole, when Jake shows up and we have the wig out moment, and then you just see Moon Knight fucking holding that axe to dude's head, and I was like, all right, Disney, I see you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
That-
there's
Oh, I
Moon
mean,
Knight was definitely a palette, was definitely a sampler of what the fuck we got and what
Yeah.
we're about to get into in a little bit. Like
Yeah.
a definite sampler.
like, whoa.
yeah,
Because like I was surprised at the level of violence Moon Knight
Yeah.
had. Like, I mean, there's always a level of violence in all Marvel. It's action. But like I notice a tonal shift in
Yeah.
some of this shit now.
Well, it's like we
Yeah.
thought with Disney, they just wouldn't do as much, like especially with the guns
yeah.
but they did it, man.
They took
Man.
it there for sure. Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I think I've got some delay on my end with you guys.
Possibly.
My it's being spotty, sorry.
But yeah, I would definitely. I want to revisit it and watch it like as one
Yeah,
continuous
now
thing.
that you know, like,
Yeah. And try to pick up on some other things. You know, like Trav was saying earlier about Jake and all that kind of stuff. It's like I think there's way more to it
Yeah.
that we just haven't. We missed. You know.
Easter eggs.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm
Well,
glad
because
that,
it's a good old fashioned it's a good old fashioned unreliable narrator story where
Yeah.
you can't like like you can't put all your eggs in one personality when you're watching this show.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I can't wait to see what more is in store for Moon Knight. I
Absolutely, man.
I love the direction that they're taking everything. Like, and this is what I told, because I went and watched Doctor Strange on Friday, I think it
Yeah, it
was.
was Friday.
And whenever I got back, like, this is pretty much all I said to Adam. I was like, based off of Moon Knight and based off of Doctor Strange, if they keep the direction that they're currently going with the MCU, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And the reason why is like we got horror. We
Got a
got
little darker.
violence. Yeah,
Mental
exactly.
illness.
Yes.
Abusive mother.
Yeah.
You know, like just.
I think that
Oh
they're
yeah, and I mean that whole thing was crazy with the, realizing
why
that
Steven was
like
there.
yeah.
what made Mark be the character, like just how he created everyone in the first place.
Yeah.
I thought that was well done.
Wrong kid.
I mean, it kind of has it kind of has a trope to it, but it doesn't. But it was executed well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna give fucking Moon Knight a full moon, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
No fucking half moon, no
I'll
fucking
follow.
quarter
I,
moon.
I'll keep following that scarab.
Yeah. 3
How good was
scarabs.
Ethan Hawke though?
Oh, dude.
Oh, I
He's-
enjoyed it. So here's my question. Speaking of Ethan Hawke, so the doctor's office,
Yeah.
Mhm.
is that on the ship with Towerette, or is that somewhere else?
Okay. I think that Mark had been inside of that building where um Ethan Hawke's character was. And I think that because we talked about this the other night with Corey, I think that that is his own like mental asylum where the other personalities exist, like coexist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like all those people that are there is like fillers. His brain is filling those. But whenever Mark is in charge, I think Steven is inside of inside of that now that he's
'Cause-
conscious of that happening.
Well, because I thought for a second there that I'm like, okay, this is a flash sideways to still a lost term. This is a flash sideways where Ethan Hawke won. Like this is like they're in the reality that him and Amit have forged, and it's just like it's his own little hell, you know.
Right.
But I mean a place giving us a visual place for the personalities to linger and talk and mingle about themselves inside Mark's head, that makes way more sense because if if they go the route where maybe he has more personalities and they all have to start kind of powwowing, there's got to
Mhm.
be a little place that they can visually do that because they can only spend so much money on those reflection shots, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that thing from Doom Patrol, right? You had Crazy Jane, and then she had the rail station, and then there was all of her personalities existed in this like underground railroad type area,
Mm-hmm.
like this subway type area. And like that to me, that is Moon Knight's equivalent to that. But I do think that at some point we are going to get the reveal that like he was in a mental institution at one time. And who knows, like maybe that's how like what if Ethan Hawke's character, either worked at the mental institution or was there and like that's how I mean Conchu, I don't know, because he was the avatar, like he was Conchu's avatar before, right? So how did he release his hold off of like there's a lot of stuff that they really need to kind of go into a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But that's how I took it
yeah,
anyway. So
hopefully it'll get explored in
yeah.
the next season.
But talking about exploring, let's explore this multiverse real quick.
Madness.
Yeah.
Do you
Right.
read Sutter Kane?
Oh man. Um.
Travis fresh
Like
off the press.
I don't know where to start. Uh. Let's get the only elephant that in the room that I feel like would need to be appointed here. Um. Like in seriousness, because I'm gonna joke about some shit in a minute, but it's something that I noticed that Sam Raimi is known for, and it's very janky pacing.
Yes.
And that's shown through this movie like a motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
Like, not I mean, it's not that it was bad, but it was like it whenever it would go from shots of like, okay, they're dealing with the Illuminati, they're dealing with Scarlet Witch staring off being like, I want my kids. And then it would be like, bam, 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 action sequence, plot, 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 plot. And then it'd slow down a second again. And then it almost like a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah. And
And I could
maybe
see where some people and I could see where maybe people wouldn't jive with that. But I feel like maybe that's maybe that was like Raimi's intention was for it to feel just as chaotic as going through the multiverse would be.
Yeah, and that's what I was fixing to say. Like maybe that was the point of that happening or whatever, you know. But
Uh, I mean, goddamn, what a brutal Marvel movie though.
Yeah, dude.
yeah,
Well, now
Uh,
that's something I
wasn't
saw that Screen Crush said when they were like, the MCU will never be the same. And one of their top 5 reasons why is like now Marvel heroes can go full evil
yeah,
if they want to.
yeah,
They can go full
yep,
evil with it now.
because like Scarlet Witch straight wiped her ass with Cumberbatch
Yeah.
and straight up wiped her ass with the Illuminati. The way she kills Black Bolt was fucking
Oh my God,
insane.
dude.
yeah, right.
Blown his
Dude,
mind,
I
dude.
was not I was not expecting that in a Disney-led Marvel film,
No,
but they gave it to us, and I was happy about that shit. I love that they went so far as to give him the traditional suit.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
They even utilized the character or the actor from the show Inhumans to reprise his role, which I thought was cool.
yeah, that was fucking
Um,
awesome.
the show wasn't the best, but dude was a good Black Bolt, and I'm glad that we got to see that. I'm glad there was a payoff for anyone who did give a fuck enough to watch Inhumans, because it
Yeah,
wasn't the best show. It really, of all the TV attempts that Marvel Television tried to do before they consolidated into Disney Plus, that was probably the weakest link, I'd say.
yeah. But I mean, off of the hills of this, they may be able to bring it back.
Oh man, when they are explaining how the Stephen Strange from their universe died,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you hear Black
I'm
Bolt say I'm
sorry.
sorry, and it just fucking
Yeah.
vaporizes his ass.
Wait
yeah,
though,
I
Trav.
was like,
When
shit,
Professor X rolls up and it does the were you like, whoa?
yes, dude.
I have a theory
Oh
about
man,
this. I've got a couple of theories.
dude. Before you go into it though, dude, how satisfying was it to have them like Scarlet Witch and Professor X lock minds?
Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
Like
was
I
that was
would
fucking
have
cool.
like if you would have told me we'd have had that scene on screen at some point, I'd have been like, "You're fucking
yeah,
nah,
She's
dude, ain't
buried
gonna
under the
happen."
rubble from the bomb.
yeah, right.
Nope.
Third
I
on
love that they kept
screen. Oh, go ahead.
reference, dude.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, the whole like, and I thought that was fitting. Like, even though Iron Man's not there at all, he was there,
yeah,
and like just the whole way, like yeah, yeah. I'm still processing this movie for sure. Like my like
I
not because there's just dude when they're going through the portals and you have that moment where they're like running, they fly past the living tribunal.
yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
what the fuck? And
yeah,
then it cuts to the animated universe, and it
Yeah.
cuts to the like just all the crazy shit, dude. You did. I would have never thought that they would top the first, multiverse sequence in the first film. I didn't think that'd be topped. They topped it and then they topped it twice. And I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, but the sequence between the two strangers fighting with music notes was the
How
coolest
cool
fucking
was that?
yeah,
on-screen magic fight
yeah,
I've ever seen, dude. I was
yeah,
sitting there grinning ear to ear through the whole thing, man. That was a blast to watch.
yeah. So well done. I wasn't expecting that shit to happen by any stretch of the imagination. You know, like,
I, I would,
oh,
the movie reminded me that I lost track that, dude, Scarlet Witch was the bad guy, and she's going to continue to be the bad guy, or at least, well, the movie's resolved itself to where she's. They set it up to where we don't have to deal with Scarlet Witch for a long time now. Like she's too busy going Fahrenheit 451 on the goddamn multiverse right now. Like she's book burning on a large scale.
yeah, yeah,
So I thought that was a good way to like prop her up and set her there so we don't have to deal with her for a while. And then she's
yeah,
gonna make her big return. And I think that's where she's gonna come back when X-Men are more established. And I feel like that's gotta lead into something.
right. Well, so Elizabeth Olsen signed on for an additional 7 appearances in the MCU. So she'll definitely be back in some form or fashion capacity. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well,
But
but the reason I think that they've got her set up to leave her alone for a while though, is because I think I think there was more to Mr. Fantastic's role than just fan service.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that
How
the
cool
way
was
he
that?
explained the way that absolutely,
When
dude.
you
It
saw
was
him
a
stand up, it was
shame
like,
that
oh fucking yeah,
yeah, dude. It was a shame that they brought him just to kill him, but I get it.
yeah,
Like yeah, he whatever. But the way he was explaining how the multiverse thing was going to pan out, where he was like, "Look, either like the universes will collide, one will survive, one may not, or they both don't." That was to
Yeah.
me a direct reference to Secret Wars.
Yeah. So, okay, on this, like, because I've read some stuff, watched some stuff, and did some thinking here. Okay. I've got a couple of theories that I'm gonna throw out there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The universe that they go to that has the Illuminati is
hmm
the animated universe. Like the 90s
I
animated
think that
cartoon.
too. Well,
Yes.
because that's the same to me the
the
dead giveaway
wheelchair,
for that was Professor X's seat was
yeah,
his wheelchair.
yeah,
Yeah,
and they
exactly.
played that music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um because if you
Y'all
go
notice?
back, oh, go ahead.
Did you notice Mr. Fantastic name dropping that he's got his children? Kang
Yes.
reference.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. So, and if you remember back in the 90s, you had the X-Men cartoon, the Spider-Man cartoon. You also had an Incredible Hulk cartoon, Iron Man, and Fantastic Four, right? All
Yes.
those were like 90s Fox staples at one point or another. So it makes sense, like not only to, Professor X, wheelchair, all that, all that kind of stuff. The music alludes to it, but it makes sense because this is like what they did with Spider-Man and bringing over the other Spider-Man can happen on a much deeper level if they decide to bring over the animated, and they're bringing back the animated X-Men series, which could by all means build up to possibly their conflict with Thanos and the formation of the Illuminati and all of that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like Professor X died. All right, this is the third time that they've killed Patrick Stewart as Professor X on screen, right? And
Yes.
each time that this death has happened, there's been no real resolution to those deaths, right? I think that because of Wanda showing up from another dimension and fucking on everybody, that the X-Men are going to figure out some way, possibly with, the surviving Fantastic Four members, how to universe hop. And I think they're going to show up to the 616 Earth. And
Looking
that's
for
how,
Wanda.
yeah, and that's how they're going to get the Avengers versus X-Men.
Oh yeah, because
Now,
she did that attack on them, and they have no idea that she kind of killed
Lost
herself
her
there at
fucking
the end,
shit.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, there's
yeah,
more versions of her, but
yeah. And I think that because they said that like your presence in a timeline, if you leave a big enough footprint, that it's going to cause an incursion to happen, right? I don't feel like what they did there, there's a lot of ramifications for what Wanda did, but was it big enough for it to cause an incursion to happen? I think that if you build up X-Men versus Avengers at the midway point through the phase, and that fallout from that be big enough to actually start forcing the incursions to actually happen, and then it leads up to Battle World.
I could see that playing out because that's on par with what Mr. Fantastic was explaining.
Yeah.
Like if because of them attempting, if the X-Men attempt to do this themselves and something goes wrong and the universes start to collide, because let's face it, at this point in the MCU, all problems are going to be created by the heroes trying to do something, by
Yes.
either it being avenging righting a wrong. We've already got this established in No Way Home. The whole reason the multiverse gets ripped the fuck open is because Spider-Man wanted to try to do the right thing and get some sort of normalcy for himself and the world back. And Strange fucked it up, which Strange is, like they weren't wrong when they were like, "You're the threat to the multiverse,"
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, kind of like there was a duality to it because of the Darkhold and the Book of Ashanti, like they're being the balance to one another.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah.
I've even thought as well that like how comic book would it be if because like they planted the seeds already in What If, but what if they found a way, no pun intended, what if they found a way where by the end of it all, where they got to deal with either Kang or it's Avengers versus X-Men or whatever big crossover event happens, they find out that like they need fucking Thanos.
Yeah.
Like how awkwardly full circle would that be?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. He's all about fucking balance. And you took someone who knows that shit inside and out and you cut his head off.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly.
I mean, as far as like and this is diverging away from the comic source and stuff. Like this is purely like what we have on screen and how they can move it forward. It would make sense that at some point, even if they don't bring him back full on and he's standing next to the heroes, I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to bring him back because he's tied to the Eternals. He's tied to all the shit. It's all still, despite what the multiverse stuff is paving the way for, all of this is still the fallout from Endgame.
Yeah, it's set into motion then. Yeah.
Yeah, and Thanos was and the whole I feel like there's more to the line of him being inevitable rather than just it being a creepy, ominous thing for a bad guy to say.
Yeah.
Like I think there was deep, like there's something to that, like
Yeah.
because remember that because they addressed Thanos several times in Multiverse of Madness. They're like, what was it? It was the scene where it was like yeah, it's where they. I guess it's where they were talking about Doctor Strange
Defeated
from
Thanos.
the
Yeah.
and all of that stuff. And I don't know. Yeah, they're asking. They're like, was it the only way that like whenever America was asking them about that stuff, and it's like they remind you, and they're still doing it that like in every single timeline, Thanos won.
Yeah.
Or he like, even if the heroes beat him and avenged him, he still won, and life still got reduced to half.
Yeah.
And 616 is the only fucking universe
Yeah.
where life is still intact.
Yeah. Because
So,
all right,
yeah,
that universe defeated Thanos on his home planet, right? On Titan. But
yeah,
because of Doctor Strange doing the shit that he did, an incursion happened there and they had to defeat the other universe to be able to survive. And they said it wiped out how many millions of people? You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it reduced their
yeah,
population by a third. That war did. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, you're absolutely right. It was worse than 50%. It was worse than half of all life, for them it was anyway.
yeah.
Um,
So I feel like it would make sense that eventually, if they don't bring him back in some capacity, they're gonna have to jump to somewhere when and talk to Thanos for some sort of information. Maybe it's a way for them to get to who's the Celestial? Uh, oh my goodness, from Eternals, the one that shows up at the end, and they got to go find him. Like
um,
everything from because like I feel like Thanos would be the character you get that information out of
yeah. Well, I mean, if
because
they
he would
for
because he's I mean, and we're harkening back to dialogue from earlier Marvel movies. he's the billionaire genius philanthropist in space. He's the complete equivalent of Iron Man, but just in space. That's how they've set him up in the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And it's very interesting because they could absolutely bring Thanos back up. They could do it when they force all the realities together. You know what I mean?
He could be a consequence of that happening. Like
Yeah,
they bring the
exactly.
realities all back, and then it's like, okay, everything's kind of back to normal, and then all of a sudden you see Thanos step out, fucking, where's my gauntlet? And you're like, oh fuck, we got to deal with him again.
Yeah. But I mean, who knows? But and think about this, like, you know, there's a couple of questions that come from this, but like if they go that route where the X-Men show up in 616 and that's what's kind of starts the steamroll for the fucking incursions happening. What if like, all right, Mr. Fantastic dead, Doctor Strange dead, um, Professor X dead, Captain Marvel dead. Like you've got all these heavy hitters that are dead. What if they have to show up to Doctor Doom in that universe? And he is the one that gets them into the 616 universe. And then he
Well, dude,
realizes what, you know what I mean?
yeah, dude, or like
Like,
have it to where, like, because I mean, I feel like it would keep with the classic sense of like, okay, up the ante with the villains. Well, what if they handle a situation with Doctor Doom and they play it like very low key, very almost street level, like like we introduce Doctor Doom. We have some little brief moments here and there showing you the larger implications of what he can do as a villain, but they still keep it very simple at first, just to, make
yeah,
him be a culmination of the opposite of the Fantastic Four. Well, start to build up to where Doctor Doom outsmarts Thanos into doing shit for him, and Doom is just building and consolidating power for himself. And then we get the big, oh, that wasn't the real Doctor Doom fight. This is the real one.
yeah,
Thanos, and make Thanos a pawn. That way you don't diminish his importance in the Infinity War Endgame storyline, but at the same time you bring it to, you kind of play with it a little bit.
yeah. Think about this too. Like, they don't really tell you. They kind of tell you where like the Darkhold Castle thing is at, you know.
Yeah.
But what if that's in Latvia? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm,
And here's
Like,
here's a question that I have. Who built the monument?
mm.
Like
yeah,
when was
Looked like it'd been
because
there for a
I know
while.
that I know that Scarlet Witch, like, it was awfully convenient that it was tailor made for her, but she had no recollection of ever making it. So were there previous Scarlet Witches? Are there other ones that are like on her power level roaming about, or is she genuinely the true Nexus event that's established from Loki and everything? Like she's supposed to be the big deal.
yeah. So it says that, all right,
Like,
this is the description for it though. Like, in ancient times, the dark entity Shon, I don't know, Chthon. I don't know.
Sean,
Cons-
yeah, it's the entity that powers her. Yeah, it's her
yeah.
chaos magic.
So it constructed a temple atop um, Wundagore Mountain. There, he scribed the first Darkhold into its unholy walls. The temple, as well as serving as
Okay.
an origin for the Darkhold, was a throne for the prophesied Scarlet Witch, which he documented in the Darkhold, complete with engravings of the figure into the temple walls. He also installed the Knights of Wundagore, who were monstrous demon guards to protect the temple from unwanted trespassers. So I mean, she destroyed it, but like it could be
It
put
was
back
only there.
together.
So,
Yeah.
all
It
right.
was only
So
in that
with what
world.
we know with that
Yeah.
now, so that explanation makes sense because we didn't see we didn't see Kython at all in the movie, but yet that's what that's for. That makes the end credit scene make more sense to me now
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because which I like. It took me a second, and I was like, "No, it's not." But when Charlize Theron rolls up and opens up that portal, you see the dark dimension where Dormammu's from.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if that's like Kython's over there, like fucking shit up and really starting to take control of shit.
Yeah.
Now that who Charlize Theron is. Now I feel like I'm wrong here, but I thought she was a reworked version because the way she has the sword on her hand, the way she can rip portals in reality, I thought she was the blonde-haired chick from New Mutants.
Oh no, that's a different character. Yeah, but that would be fucking nutty though, right?
I
No,
was like,
that's
"What the fuck is New Mutants required viewing now? Like, what the
yeah.
fuck?"
No, that's
But
Dormammu's
it's
sister, I think, or daughter. One. I think
yeah,
it's
like it's
Dormammu's sister. Yeah.
I know there's another sorceress or whatever out there that rolls with Strange at some point.
Yeah.
Like it might be her. I don't know. I didn't like the strange stuff that I read usually is that older shit that don't even have her in it.
Yeah.
But no, I thought at first I was like, dude, are they really going that balls deep with the fucking throwbacks? Like they're like, no, you gonna watch everything we've ever made.
That'd be fucking nutty.
And dude, I love the Bruce
I was about to
Campbell
say we got to.
in
Pizza
dude.
Poppy.
When he's like, it's over.
A fucking straight throwback to fucking Evil Dead 2, you know? Ham beating the shit out of himself.
Yeah.
Like, come
But
on, man.
how badass was just the visual of this movie,
Yeah.
man?
Well, and it had
I
Raimi's
mean,
direct, his style of camera work, that kind
oh,
of handheld
dude,
where it gets up in the face, like
whenever, oh, dude, like the shot when it's one of
when
the
they're going through the
moments in
tunnel.
Cumberbatch. Well, no, that one too, but the one that was Raimi as fuck for me was the one where they're in that hallway, and as the doors are slamming, the camera's moving quickly to it and
Yeah.
kind of skewing. I was like, that's some Evil Dead shit, man.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, whenever Strange starts dream walking into his corpse,
That was cool.
and those things come out, and they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you need to quit fucking about, dude."
Yeah.
Like
You
the way those
can't
things were
possess a
talking,
dead body.
the way those things were talking was Evil Dead as shit. Like
Yeah.
it sounded like they'd get inside a human body and be like, "Come on, fuck me," blah 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 blah.
How cool did it look
Some
though when he
crazy
had him
shit.
like working with him, and it was like his cape.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was badass. The young girl did a good job.
I really
Absolutely.
Yeah,
like.
at first I was like, "Oh, this looks cheesy." Like she has stars on her, America. Like I was like, "This looks cheesy as fuck," kind of. Then I was like, "Oh, I like this. This is cool." Like, but now
Yeah,
that
I
they
like
have
it.
her, they can literally go to any fucking,
Yeah.
and she's
Now,
gonna become a
doesn't
sorcerer,
th-
right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
she's
that's
training.
what I was wondering. Wasn't she originally a West Coast Avenger?
I don't know nothing about
Possibly.
that character.
Yeah. I
Or
mean,
one of the I'm not as up to date with her either. Um, but like I thought it was cool, dude. Like the way they interpreted her powers and shit was really fucking cool, dude.
Yeah. Well, the way the movie opens, they're fucking running, they're
Well,
moving all this stuff. I'm like, what's happening? Why has he got a ponytail? And then you just see him
well now
die,
that
and it's like, whoa.
well, oh dude, the way it starts
Yeah, dude.
was insane.
It's like, oh,
It was
we're
just
going
like
like that, huh?
it's like they
Wanda's
went
like, you
hard in
will
the
lick
paint
the
like
shit off my booty.
it starts off like a damn Guardians movie, man. Like
Oh.
they throws you in the shit.
And when they explain it like these creatures, Wanda was using magic to make it look like there was a giant octopus there, or
Yeah.
that thing that was chasing them.
Which,
So they
dude,
didn't know it was her. She was like, "This is me being reasonable."
well,
Like,
what's crazy is it all harkens back to that first revelation that Wanda's like not she's not good anymore. And it's the scene where she ejects that chick out of the hex and she's laying on the ground like all fucked up. The shield show up and she's just like, it was Wanda. It's always been Wanda. And it's like that was the first, like they told you everything right there.
Yeah.
Like, and it was clever that they allowed all of the cameo rumors
yeah,
kind of play, like, because it took away from the fact that people were forgetting that this movie was going to be Wanda fucking losing her goddamn shit on everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Once again, dude, how many times, dude, Wong simply surviving this movie is why he's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were so
right.
many moments where I'm like, when is this motherfucker gonna die?
But yeah, man, it was well done. And then there's some other things too. Like, so other than the Spider-Man, right? And I think that's it. So other than the Spider-Man, the and the Lokis, the alternate versions of the characters are played by the same person, right?
Hmm.
So Mordo, you had the same guy. You had, Captain Carter played by the same chick. You had
Yep.
Captain Marvel played by the same chick. So with that being
I
said,
can't believe they cut her in half, dude.
Yeah.
oh, I know, right? God damn.
Oh,
With her own
dude, that
shield.
was like had blood dripping from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, cause
So
here's my thing. If Disney Marvel Studios can put that out, why didn't Sony have enough cojones to give us a bloody Venom series?
yeah, right.
And I have a theory about Venom and how this all ties together too. Uh, I think okay, I think to make a very long, ridiculous explanation short, I think Venom is tied to Gore the God Butcher and subsequently Null the symbiote god. And we saw how Gore the God Butcher is going to play out because Gore draws the same powers and stuff that Hela from Ragnarok had. That sword she could summon,
Yeah.
that Necro sword, whatever. That is all made of the same shit that is essentially the Venom symbiote. Venom's just like a trickled down piece of that. But
Right.
that's how far back, like that's because that's in the comics to the extent that's how they've basically fleshed out Venom's more ridiculous cosmic backstory now, rather than just symbiote landed on Earth, we got the planet of the symbiotes, whatever. Now everything's got a god. That's something I've noticed.
Yeah.
And one of them is Null, and Null is supposed to be like a precursor to the Marvel universe, like pre-creation story. Like when everything was just a primordial, like void.
Yeah. No
That's
one.
where that's his fucking that's his domain. And whenever light started to inhabit the universe and shit, it fought with it, and so there was a constant war, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Now we have all these fucking villains that pull from its power source.
I mean,
So,
they could. I could see them do something like that. I mean, why not? Um, but so with John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic in this other universe,
Yeah.
and all those other actors from the 616 playing, different versions of themselves, are we getting a precursor to him playing that role in our universe?
Well, just after seeing the little bit of time he got, he was good.
Yeah,
Like
right.
nailed it.
oh, you could. I feel like he really tried to do it right, like just as a good actor, obviously. But
Yeah.
like you could tell that it was just total like fan service.
I mean,
And I mean,
but
I think it worked. I would totally watch a movie, a Fantastic Four movie with him as Reed Richards
Yeah.
for
yeah,
sure.
Well, like what he's
Like
saying there,
absolutely.
that.
like all the other characters, it's always the same person playing them.
Yeah.
So why would his
So
be any different?
other than Spider-Man and the Lokis that we
Yeah.
saw,
So we do know
those are the
that can
only.
happen. So
Captain Marvel was different.
But it was so
that was her
the black
version
chick.
of it.
Yeah, the black chick became Captain Marvel and not Brie Larson, but it was still the same actress playing.
Wasn't she the mother
Of the little girl, yeah, her friend
of
that was in the Air
Yeah,
Monica
Force.
Rambeau?
yeah,
Yeah.
The one who becomes what's her other name? She's the one that can see in the spectrum.
yeah, Rambo. Yeah.
Like,
So in
what's her
this
name? What's her name though? I'm trying to remember her hero code name.
Echo, no, that was I can't remember.
That's from Hawkeye. That's the
Yeah,
that's the
The
that's the
show is
death.
coming up.
yeah.
Oh, damn it! Oh my
I
god!
mean, yeah,
Well,
I know
but
Google's right in front
yeah,
of
I
me, but
mean,
I really want to. Fuck it. We know what we're talking about.
yeah. So like in that world, instead, because in Captain Marvel,
Photon. Sorry, Photon's her name.
yeah. So they said that they raced to the jet, right? And Brie Larson beat the black chick to the jet, and that's why she got to fly it. And then that shit went off, and then she became Captain Marvel. So like in this world, they raced to it,
she beat her.
and she beat her,
Yeah.
and now she's yeah. So I mean, I really think, and this is another rumor that's going around too. It's like John Watts backed out of doing Fantastic Four. We talked about
Mm-hmm.
that last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is an incredible up and coming director that had a really good run on television series that could be cheap, that everybody has faith in doing a great job as directing and possibly starring in an upcoming Marvel project. That's
Oh,
all I'm see what I'm
yeah.
saying?
You
What if
think
he's going to direct it?
you
Yeah.
think he could? You think he could possibly pull off his Quiet Place magic?
I mean, Quiet
He's
Place
proved
was very
himself as a
well done.
director.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that like if they really, really wanted to, they could get the package deal for way cheaper at this point than they could bringing in like a celebrated like another
Yeah.
Raimi,
But at the
right?
same, the only stick in the road I would think that would be is that almost every director on these Marvel films have all been like, dude, it like, is
It's a
it too
lot of
much for
work.
him to juggle? Not only being the director and keeping the whole production together, but also being one of the titular characters.
I mean, if anybody could pull it off,
Yeah.
I mean, because I think that like the fact that the fans themselves wanted that to happen and then they made it happen. I think that like just the respect that the cast and crew would have for him. I mean that's what I think. But I don't
But
know
do
if
you,
I don't know if it would happen or not. But yeah, I mean,
I think whoever does get the job, they should absolutely keep Krasinski's number in the Rolodex for sure. Because I know that they did I feel like there's a point that they made in not just showing how powerful Scarlet Witch was becoming and just how far she was willing to go. I felt like her killing off those characters was a statement.
yeah,
And I wonder
Well,
if like, and I mean like on like a level of like, okay, here are all these people that you remember from certain avenues. Okay, here's their one and done.
well, the black chick will be in the next what you call it movie.
Oh yeah,
She'll be in now.
the Marvels or
Yeah.
something like that.
But here's the thing
yeah,
though, like he may not be playing him in the movie, but now that he has played him once, he could always play him in something.
yeah,
Like
I
he's
think
in
he'll
there now.
definitely he's created a template that needs to be upheld.
yeah. But we'll find. I mean, they're fixing to start shooting Fantastic Four, so we should be getting like casting news for it soon.
His suit was pretty cool too.
I
Like
didn't even think about Like last week, we hear the director's leaving, and they
Yeah.
waited for this movie to come out to say that shit.
Yeah.
That director was leaving. The guy that did all the Spider-Man movies, made all this money, made great movies. I never thought about that. Like when you just said that, I'm like, oh, he is a director.
Yeah.
He could direct it. He very well could. Like,
Yeah.
he did Quiet Place, acted and directed. Of course, it's a bigger movie. You have a lot of help.
Oh yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
the crew for it's got to be like
oh, dude, it was a
triple
$200
the
million
size.
film. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So, um, but yeah, that's one thing that I was wondering, and I feel like, I mean, dude, I enjoyed it. I think that like realistically, people are like, we finally got Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, and then they're going to kill him off almost immediately. And he did a great job in that role. I mean, he came out and said that he would love to be part of the Marvel universe. His wife is the one that came out and was like, I'm not really into the whole Marvel thing. You know,
yeah,
because they were talking about casting both of
not
them
really
for
her style.
yeah. So I
Which
think that if
I mean, I can respect an actor or actress to being like, because that's the thing. She was like, it's not something that she could get into,
yeah,
and it wasn't some headline making like,
Well, that's better than like taking the role and just phoning it in.
yeah, absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So good on her.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, man, that's like the takeaways that I got from it, and like after like thinking about it, and because like okay, my question, and this is what me and Adam was talking about the other night. You know, one of my questions was like, why didn't the TVA show up and
That's
try to?
the yeah,
And
yeah.
so, and when we were talking about it, it's like okay, at the end of Loki, Kang was in charge of the TVA, right? And
hmm
Kang's be all end all mission was to conquer other universes, right? Like the evil version of Kang. That's his goal is to conquer them. Well, if the universes don't exist, it's kind of doing them a favor, right?
Right. So it's easier to stand back and watch the building burn by natural fire than to set it on fire yourself.
Yeah, because whenever you go back and watch that sequence from the Loki show where they're talking to him, you know, he said that he figured out a way to travel to different dimensions. He came into contact with himself. You know, they developed all this technology, like he was helping himself and all this stuff. Like Reed Richards was there, you know, like his kids were there, but this is hundreds of years before Kang is ever going to exist. So any of the information that he could have learned from that specific Kang could be learned by an infinite number of Kang. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so
So,
I got a Kane
oh,
question
sorry.
there. If
Uh,
okay.
he's coming in contact with many versions of himself, right?
Yeah.
Why is it not causing an incursion?
Well, I
good
mean,
question.
and inevitably, I think that that's something that more or less does because he shows up, he conquers that world.
Or
That
maybe he
could be the
knows how
incursion.
much, or maybe he's on a level, or maybe incursions and what the TVA call the Nexus events. What if we find out later on that they're just one and the same?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Um, or something as well, because you mentioned a good point that like the Kangs developed technology together.
hmm
Who's to say that in that technology there's not some thing that's like, all right, you're in this timeline. You need to do this, 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 and this, or an incursion's gonna start. Or
Uh,
you have this much time, get the fuck out.
yeah, because as long as he doesn't leave a huge footprint,
well, that's what he was using the TVA for.
yeah,
He had them going around cleaning shit up.
yeah, exactly.
And that's the
So,
thing. We don't know. Maybe the TVA did get involved. We won't
yeah,
know
right.
until
Right.
the new show comes out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like it would be interesting if Loki season 2 addresses more multiverse of madness than Kang.
Yeah,
Or maybe that's
absolutely.
the season of TV that answers these questions that we're talking about.
because
Because
they're
that,
not going to
to
have
me,
plot holes here. That's just not
yeah,
going to happen.
and that would be the perfect show to have more exposition to what we would have, coming out of Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. So, and I think that, like, they said that Doctor Strange, like Spider-Man was what it was, but they said that Doctor Strange was going to be the biggest film setting up for the future of the MCU, right? And I think that in
Mhm.
a big way it is. But you know what I think may be just as important as this film? I think Ant-Man's going to be that. Because Quantum Mania, they're going to actually have Kang as the villain in
Oh,
Quantum Mania. You know what I mean?
Well,
I
if well,
a
you're
version of
right,
him.
and
Yeah,
well, think about it too, because in Moon Knight, Taweret straight up drops all the different planes of existence.
yeah,
Like she acknowledges all of it. She's like, like not all of it, but like when she says, "Hey, you should go to the ancestral realm."
yeah,
Well, that's the realm where Chala goes to get the power of the Black Panther.
yeah,
Like that whole shot where they're out at the tree and they're all laying up in it. They're like, "What's up, man? You want some knowledge?" But like, it would make sense that they would know what the quantum realm is, but they probably have like a weird other name for it.
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, you're right. Ant-Man is, that's obviously we've known for a while that that's where Kang will absolutely show up.
yeah.
But they're treating Kang like the Infinity Stones now. Like they're just little snippets here and there, or just little things that it's you blink and you missed it. Like there was apparently there was a reference to Kang in Moon Knight, and one of the post viewing deep dives I took, someone pointed out there's like on the subway there's a QWERTY QR code,
Yeah.
and that's got to have I think it was heavy spoilers, and they were pointing out that it was like it's some sort of Kang reference.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, when we're dealing with the multiverse timeline right now, literally the whole thing's a big Kang reference, honestly, because you can't have those different things and not reference him, basically. But
Yeah. Well, and we already know how everything's going to end. We don't know exactly how it's going to end, but we know what the end is. Like, it's going to fall into complete chaos, and then the heroes are going to set everything straight, and then
he,
Kang is
he
going to
who
rule.
remains,
Yeah, he who remains is going to be in charge. Like, we know how this is going to play out.
It
We're
plays
just
out
on the
like that every
journey.
time.
now
Yeah, and
here's
it's a vicious cycle. Yeah.
a question I've got too, or not, I don't know. So at the
I don't
end of
know.
Loki, at the end of Loki, when they confront Kang and they're in that building, they never explain what that building is, only that it's out there,
Yeah.
right? Okay. The room that Doctor Strange is talking to himself in looks an awful lot
Yeah.
like the room at the end of time. What if we
Yeah.
find out that the end of time is that Doctor Strange's sanctum?
Oh, that would be cool as fuck. It would make sense. The room was circular, right? In both of them.
Yeah.
Well, it had that massive
Well, in the
window that
style,
peered out into everything.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
style, even I was even thinking like the Scarlet Witch's little place where she's like, it's a fucking throne. I was like, the way that looked,
Yeah.
where everything was like kind of crumbled. It kind of had the same style of,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and then the waypoint when he goes
Yeah.
through that waypoint, I'm like, we've been here before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place, dude, that area was crazy. That weird like fractal thing off in the distance is supposed to be the sun, I guess. It's like it was just like the visuals, the artist here, like, dude, because the thing with Strange is it's such a visual heavy comic.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
strange.
they all are to a degree, but with a little more focus on Doctor Strange because of the
Yeah, it's
psychedelia
a little on the
period
nose
that
with
it
the
was
third eye.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
What's the deal with that, by the way?
it's
Was that the Darkhold that did that?
yes.
Yeah.
So
So the
here's
Darkhold's gone, and he only used it for a little bit. Why does he have a third
he's
eye?
because he's corrupted by it already. Like it's
Yeah.
already infected him. You use it once, it's all it
It's been
takes.
destroyed though.
But it's
Don't
still
matter.
in him. Yeah, it's not the book though. You gotta remember, it's just the passages that have been destroyed,
Yeah.
not the power itself. Um,
So he's
so
gonna do
remove
something bad then.
Well, I think this is what's going to set up him becoming Sorcerer Supreme. I think that once you remove the crossover stuff that happens with Doctor Strange and you're looking at just his story,
Yeah,
I
remember
think
the original Sorcerer Supreme, the lady?
mhm,
Remember when she used like the Darkhold magic, the evil magic, and he was like, she's like, sometimes you have to, like,
Yeah.
remember that?
yeah.
I think it was in
Oh yeah.
Endgame when he was
Well,
when they were talking to her, and he
yeah,
shows up there. She's like, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, man. Like,
because she saw it to she pulled from it to prolong her life because she kept seeing when she was gonna die.
Yeah.
Hence that whole moment where she finally gives in more or less, and like you see the slow motion lightning and they're astral projecting and being like, yeah, guess this is it, guys. Like
Yeah.
but I feel like what the literal ending of the movie suggested is that the next film, Strange is gonna have to figure out how to get rid of what Darkhold corruption's in him. It's gonna be the thing that everyone's like, it can't be done. It can't be
oh, he'll
done
figure it out. Yeah.
until MacGuffin, and then and with him being the one that overcomes it, we're probably gonna lose Wong once and for all because of all the fake outs in this movie. And it's just gonna line up to where Strange he'll either be the Sorcerer Supreme for a third of the movie and then die and pass it on to America, because that's what I think they're gonna do with her. They're gonna make her set up to be the Sorcerer Supreme
I can see where
whenever
she could
Doctor
be the next
Strange
in line.
dies. Yeah, because
Having
she's
the
already
ability
got
to
the
do
one.
that, and there's only one of her. How
Yeah,
crazy is that? There's one.
so she would be trusted to be the one that's like, not only
Well,
am I
she
the
can
fucking
travel anywhere and it
yeah,
not cause an issue. No incursions.
it's no
Yeah.
spells required, no needing to tap into magic that's not
Just hop right
necessary.
through.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that might piss off some fans of her as a character in the book, because I don't know exactly where her story leads. I'm interested in what they're going to be able to do with a character that's that overpowering. Because, I mean, her ability, I mean, she's a one-trick pony, but
Yeah.
it's a hell of a trick.
Well, the reason I think that could be right too is because she's so young. I think she's like 16. So she's got some time left.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they could have her
absolutely.
in these movies for the next 10 years.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be interesting if the next movie is going to resolve his corruption of the Darkhold. It's obviously planted seeds that they still made sure to let you know that him and Mordo, like, they still got to deal with each other. Like, that's still coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just when he like he finally told her how he felt about her in the other world, and he goes back home and he replaces the watch. I was like, fucking right, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You're healing, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're healing. And as he walks out and he's like, no,
Because
Well, and the other post credit scene show
which was
like
Raimi as fuck, by the way.
yeah.
Like,
But
that was total give me the hell vibes.
the other post credit scene was like he had the third eye. He was minding his day,
Yeah.
man about town. And like it's like he had control over
Mm-hmm.
the Darkhold at that point. So like my question is like what kind of a Marvel lead in are we getting here? Is this like
Is there a time gap between the literal
exactly?
ending and that ending?
Yeah,
Is that an
exactly.
alternate universe?
Yeah. I
Like, yeah,
mean,
like we can't
don't
trust
know.
chronology in this.
yeah. But they really went out of their way to tell you that our version of Strange, the 616 version of Strange, is completely different from all the other versions of
He
Doctor
is.
Strange.
Well, he's the Rickest Rick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they really pushed that a lot. So, and I guess they pushed it so hard in this film so that whenever he does, you know, control
Well,
the Darkhold and
he's
everything that
he's definitely the most profound Strange, because when you think about it, he's the only Doctor Strange
That
that
did
took
not
us
take the girl's power.
Yeah, and even thinking about like earlier on, he's the only Doctor Strange that seemed to have come up with the idea of like, hey, why don't I just look at all the realities and
Yeah.
see which one we could win against Thanos? Like he's the only one that has that extra level of pragmatism
Yeah.
that makes him come out on top.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, there's definitely something to be pointed out with that.
Yeah. But no, man, I think that like this film is going to ripple through, no pun intended there.
Hmm.
It's going to ripple through all of everything from this point. And like, I'm excited, man. Like I said, with them taking it into a more horror direction, with them making this PG-13, and I think Spider-Man was PG-13 too, right?
I think so.
I mean, with them acknowledging the fact that like they can do more adult stories and they can kind of, especially with the Darkhold, what Wanda was able to do, it really gives me hope for them bringing in other characters that we've talked about in the past. Like they could do a legitimate Punisher thing, and that would be okay. They could definitely do something with Ghost Rider and the more occult side of things, and like demons and devils and all that kind of
Well,
stuff, and it'd be
it
okay.
yeah, and it shows that this movie to me showed that they can be gritty when it's necessary, but that doesn't require the whole film to get a fucking gritty, grim, dark filter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. So I really, after chewing on it for a couple of days, because when the movie went off, me and my brother was talking on the way home about like the TVA stuff, this, that, and the other. And after chewing on it for a couple of days and then rewatching some of those scenes from Loki
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff, it's like it starts pulling itself together more and more and more.
Well, like you said the other night, there's movies that you watched 5, 6 years ago that came out that you were like, but then after you get all the rest of the story, it's like, no, that was good. Like
Yeah,
it falls
yeah,
right in line. We
exactly.
don't have the full story. You can't.
Well,
Don't
yeah,
worry about plot holes. They'll fix
which
that.
which leads speaking of well, not necessarily because of plot holes, but it leads me to the second thing. Despite all the good and all the enjoyment we got out of this, um, it was about halfway through the movie, man. Um, it just dawned on me that it was just like the movie suffers from middle film syndrome as
Oh,
far as
because you don't have enough.
Well, because
Because it's
yeah,
in the
and
middle and you
because
don't know. And
we knew regardless of the consequences, we knew Strange was going to get out okay for the most part.
Yeah,
We knew that like the conflict would be resolved with no ramifications. Like, sure, we've discussed where seeds have been planted for future things, but I don't think anything real anything like cosmic crossover level shattering has been left as a thread now, as far as Doctor Strange's neck of the woods is concerned, or at least the way the story is set up right now. We know that there's other shit going on at play, of course, but there still wasn't really any. I don't know, like the stakes were raised, but you knew that it was all cannon fodder. The Illuminati was just total cannon fodder for the film. They were to give you characters that to care about, but without having to really sit and embellish on who the fuck they are. Like they
yeah,
were all characters that were already established that it's like, oh, here's our big time to shine. Yeah, we got Mr. Fantastic, Black Bolt, fucking Professor X, Captain Marvel, and fucking Baron Mordo. Like, and yeah, that was one thing, like whenever they got wiped out, it was like, okay, they were there totally for like tension and resolution, so that like they were America's and Doctor Strange's plot armor,
yeah,
and they took the biggest hit in the film.
which will have consequences in that world.
So
They're going to be pissed.
yeah,
She shows
I
up
don't know.
there and
It's
wipes out the Illuminati,
all completely,
kills them all. She's the
and
biggest threat. But then you have to think about this dude. Like now, like Strange has been corrupted. Our Strange.
Yeah.
That ain't good. I mean,
No.
that ain't good at all.
And I mean, like I said, like those are absolutely there, but you got to remember that Marvel is operating two stories at the same time. You've got whatever individual plot that you're watching of that franchise, plus the frosting on top, which is just the overlap of all the other stuff because it's a shared universe. When you can separate those two down and look at just Doctor Strange's story, it's like, middle movie syndrome is there.
Did y'all
But
notice in the world,
I
like
mean,
the
I don't know.
Illuminati world,
It wasn't bad. It was just, I guess, it was just something I noticed, man.
like
And
in
I
the
guess,
Illuminati world was like really far in the future, right?
Yeah.
According to the buildings, but everybody looked like it was dressed like it was the 40s.
Yeah. Well, and
The
that's
hats,
one thing that,
the overcoats,
yeah.
I was like, why is
Well,
everybody
and
dressed like that?
that's one thing that like that I was thinking about too, and that was
you got to
kind of
remember,
interesting.
Captain Carter wasn't on ice either.
Well, and the snap didn't happen there. So they got technological advancement while
Oh yeah,
the 5 years that, you know what I mean? Like they stopped fucking Thanos on his own home turf.
yeah. They
So,
took
you
it to
know,
him. He didn't come there.
yeah. So,
Which
but
I feel like the biggest thing that they kept secret though, and I'm wondering when that's going to be revealed or if it's ever going to be acknowledged. Because you can't have this person be front and center and then take him away and not have anything bleed over from it. What was Iron Man's role in all of that? Because I really feel like I don't, not necessarily it's asking a lot, but it's a really big plot point to have to swallow if it's just like, all right, yeah, he just didn't matter in this universe.
I think they're just not ready to show him.
yeah.
Because
He's definitely
clearly his contribution to the Illuminati was there
Yeah.
because we got the Ultron bots and everything. So Iron Man was
I
there.
think maybe
whether
that's going to be
he
the world we.
was or
Oh well,
not.
listen. So now that they've all been wiped out, well, he's still there. He may be the one that leads the fight. It's like, no, we got to go fucking track them down, and that may come later, way later.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like he's leading that.
That would be like that would be the total
We
gut
will
punch
see him
of
again.
all gut punches, dude. If like everything's going to shit, Kang's fucking shit up, and then like, you know, you have a moment where they borrow from Ultron and use the panel for Kang, and it's where at the beginning of Ultron, it shows the heroes in like a post-apocalyptic world, and everyone's just fucking discouraged like a motherfucker. And one of the last things before you get to the actual title page and all the credits and shit for it is it just cuts to Steve Rogers sitting there, bowed down, fucking defeated, like, I don't know what to fucking do, man. And it would be interested if we had a shot where that's going on, where Kang's been fucking shit up, and finally Captain America's spirit's broken, and he's just like, you know, God damn it, we need Tony now more than ever. And then, dude, fucking sling ring or whatever the fuck you want to call it, a fucking Iron Man suit drops down. It ain't, you know, you don't even have to get
The girl
Robert
could
Downey
bring
Jr.
him through. She could just go there
or fucking
and ask for help,
Ironheart.
or yeah.
Ironheart could team up with America. They go to find Tony, but Tony's like, look, I want to help. Trust me, I do. But I'm very much aware of the situation, and I can't,
I ain't trying to
as
die
the person,
again. No.
as the person that I am, I can't keep snowballing this. Here's the tech to solve the problem, but I can't come with you. And that be Iron Man's contribution, you know?
I mean, anything's possible.
At this point, anything.
Yeah. Legit.
Like any dead character, they're not forever dead now.
No.
It's just not a thing. Like anyone can come back. I think we'll see Thanos again.
Yeah.
It ain't over.
I'm cool with it.
But I'm giving it a full book of Ashanti.
I'll give it the Dark Hold. What book
That
you gonna
leaves
give
the
it?
Agamotto, bro.
I'm gonna give it the fucking sling ring, dude. Fuck it.
Oh, hell yeah! Dude. Merge them both.
but I'm ready for trailers.
We got our first. I think we saw a teaser for Hustle. We got our first trailer. This is Adam Sandler basketball
Yes.
movie, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I
It's
think
his
he's
Coach Carter.
I think he's kind of stepping. I mean, we've always known he's always been big into basketball and sports, and betting on them. But let's check it out.
Yeah,
I'm
Let's
ready.
see. I'm looking for another fucking uncut gems.
Yeah.
right.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Stanley Sugarman. Yeah. Talk to the sun. What did it say about LeBron James?
Oh,
It said Adam Sandler and LeBron James. Was he producing?
probably.
Ooh, white man can't jump. Prison rules. You would call it sick. Is that Ben Foster? Bald
Maybe.
guy?
I think so.
Yeah, it's him. Yeah. We have another trailer that he's in. I think I just saw Steve Urkel standing over there. Yep. Steve Urkel's in this movie.
Hell yeah.
Did I do that? Queen Laquifa? All right. That's soon.
Don't look bad.
Don't look bad. I like seeing him, doing other things other than comedy.
Yeah, right. So we get an Obi-Wan trailer?
Oh yeah, full blown trailer.
Hell yeah, dude.
I haven't seen
What?
it,
I haven't
know.
either.
but I'm ready. Y'all ready? You ready, Trev?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play. Take this with a grain of salt.
Or a grain of sand, you know?
Oh. Oh. Oh, dude, this is soon. Oh, it looks so good. Like,
Yeah.
it just looks Star Wars as fuck, man. Was that Kamel Nanjiani?
I think it was.
Look here. Woo! There's what that other trailer was missing. Remember
Yeah.
when they didn't show that? We're not gonna get the reveal yet, but I don't want them to show him either. Like,
No.
just know that he's
Okay.
there.
Here's my theory, dude. Because a lot of people are giving this shit already because they're like, man, they're really throwing those Inquisitors in your face, and like the show's not going to really be about Vader. It's going
Well,
to be about
but
them.
those are the people that can be killed.
Well, what people don't understand is that every one of those people, and I'm sorry if this is how it goes, and this is a spoiler for the show, but every one of those Inquisitors, Vader personally fucking kills
There
them
you go.
himself for insubordination.
They're fucking red shirts.
Like, there's
Yeah.
a reason why he's the only motherfucker left in episode 4.
Yeah.
And that's because, like, he's trying, like, because at first he's given those people by the Emperor,
Mm-hmm.
and they're supposed to be the elite.
Yeah. They'll
you
get
know,
shit
whatever.
done.
They're all people that were Jedi that were like, nah, we're gonna serve you, man.
They're not gonna get shit done. He's gonna have to fuck them up, dude.
And it's proved like they get fucking destroyed in the comic books. And Jedi Fallen Order, when you fight Vader at the end, you don't really fight him, you have to run from him, but you're fighting one of the Inquisitors throughout the game that's trying to find you. And when you defeat her, quote unquote, in the game, it starts a cut scene where they're exchanging some banter or whatever. And all of a sudden you just see a lightsaber pierce through her, like her chest, and fucking you see Vader right behind her, just throw a ragdoll. Like, her plot didn't matter. Like, it's
Yeah.
time to deal with Vader. And like this, I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
it's 2.5 weeks away. We're gonna throw it on the pile, right?
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. It looks Star Wars as fuck, dude. We got stormtroopers, more stormtroopers.
Yes.
You know, just
It
bring them on.
looks. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see more of what Kenobi's been up to.
Right.
Because even though he's been front and present in the Star Wars stuff with the Clone Wars and everything, that period of him being in exile has not really been explored much, if at all. And if there's any expanded material through other mediums, I haven't read those. So I like that it's some Star Wars that's dealing with some legacy characters, and for the most part, we're kind of in the dark on what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, there's no real, like, other than the Inquisitor stuff, but they could very much not go the route of the comic books, even though those are canon. So I'm just saying that if we're sticking to a heavily tight Star Wars canon, they all meet a grisly fate at the hands of their superior.
Well, that's why they're showing.
So,
I mean,
yeah. It would be
Oh,
great
yeah.
if it's like if it's a cut down of the episode, like every week it's a different Inquisitor going after Kenobi, and each time Vader just force chokes the life out of them at the end, or decapitates them with their own saber using the Force or some crazy shit.
I like this. The description for the House of Dragon. History does not remember blood; it remembers names.
Ooh.
August the 21st. We saw a teaser, right?
Yes.
This is the first trailer.
Yes.
And I think they've put enough time between.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they did. They had to wait. It's like, let's wait a little while before we,
Yeah.
you know.
But
HBO,
yeah.
don't rush it. All right. 3, 2, 1, play. I think Matt Smith's going to kill it, dude. Got his dragon egg. Is that supposed to be her? When does this take place?
It's a prequel.
Yeah,
Well,
this is
I know it's
before.
before, but is that young girl? Is that Khaleesi?
I don't think so.
Okay. That's what I'm wondering. Like, has he had her yet? Because this is her father, right? This Mad King. Does Matt Smith play the Mad King?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's gonna. I feel like it's probably gonna build up to them, to him
To him
losing
going
his
mad?
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were. I mean, they had Eddard Stark in there. They have fucking Baratheon.
Like it's
So-
gonna
Well, the
build.
stories of
It's
the
gonna.
Mad King was crazy, so I'm excited to see some of them. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude. He's a fucking psycho.
and the technology's there, you know, to have more
Yeah.
dragons. So let's go.
Yeah.
Fucking.
It's gonna be interested to see what they try
Unreal
to
Engine
do to
5.
explain. Well, to try to see what they're gonna explain what it really is, besides him being schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Because that's more or less how they paint him in the books and the show, is that like he was just schizophrenic, heard voices being like burn them all, burn them all, burn them all,
Paranoid.
which was theorized to be really Bran and people warging into
Oh,
the
yeah.
past to
Yeah,
try
there
to
you
talk
go.
to him. That was a theory, but that got shot to
Uh-huh.
shit with the show. But
we
I mean, it
may
could still
like
happen in the books.
it could
but-
happen here, and then it's like, oh
Yeah, 'cause-
shit, the show just did because dude, the other show was so far in the future they don't know what really happened back then. Like now we're gonna see it.
Well, my thing is too is I wonder, are they going to cover the Doom of Valyria? Like, here's my thing. I have Fire and Blood, I think, which is the book that this is pulling stuff from, but I haven't. It's on the book pile. I haven't gotten to it yet,
Mhm.
so I don't. I have what I think they're pulling from, but I haven't read it. So I'm as
In the dark.
clueless as to what, yeah, as everybody else is. It's not book savvy on it.
Hell yeah.
Like this next trailer, I think we watched like a teaser thing where these people were getting in these pods.
You're
Yes.
watching
I-
Time Crimes again?
Like just there's some. I watched a little bit of this trailer because I didn't want to like put no bullshit trailers in here if I could help it. This just looks something's going on here.
Yeah, this
Alright.
is that Cronenberg film.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So something's
Yeah.
happening in this. Oh yeah, second trailer. So let's get in on this one. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Like, look at this weirdness. I mean, look,
Oh, it's Viggo Mortensen.
he ain't taking a
man.
bad script, dude. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I'm
yeah.
down.
Look at this thing. That looks like it's not from this world.
Film at the Cannes.
That's alien technology, dude. Look at it.
Right.
I mean,
that's some
look,
Find
there's
Me,
a ship
Feed
in the
Me.
water. So there's no pain in the world. That would be a different world. Look at these
Yeah.
people are all cut up. They don't care. Like, I guess it feels good.
Why hasn't Viggo Mortensen played Death?
Like, this looks
Bill
like
and
Naked
Ted
Lunch,
Death.
dude. Like, what's happening? You know?
Yeah.
There you go. It's alien tech. It looks like a
Magnets.
David Lynch movie.
How do they work, you know?
I want to watch the shit out of this. Cronenberg, huh?
Making out with scratches.
Oh, the fly. Fucking Brundle fly, dude.
I mean, dude, all we
Videodrome?
need-
Come on. Like,
All we need now are the twins from Minority Report, and we're good to go.
Cronenberg fucking looks like
Okay.
David Lynch. David Lynch. Cronenberg is David Lynch. Like in the future, Lynch lives a long time. He's a very rich man.
Cronenberg
He
is
lives
like the
long enough
king,
to.
the
There's time
conqueror
travel,
of David
and
Lynch.
this motherfucker goes back in time, and this is just a younger version of him. Weird movies.
You thought I was good the first go around.
Medieval. What's this about?
All right, this is the other one with Ben Foster.
It's got Michael Caine in it.
Yeah, and I stare.
And she shall.
And I stare.
When I blink my eyes, it makes me look softer, more vulnerable.
Size of a tangerine.
All
All
right,
right, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play.
A movie about what you got to do to people sometimes. Go medieval.
Contingency 88.
Sometimes you just got to let it go.
I'm loving the way it looks so far. Like,
Yeah.
Does he get
doesn't
a
look
proper
cheap.
Ravager death?
Cheesy. Oh, this dude's kicking ass.
Where have all the good men gone? Only the Emperor fucking his lady can restore the kingdom. Someone send words for the May Queen, you know?
Michael Caine should be the king of England.
Yeah, right.
It should be Charlemagne.
Sir Michael Caine,
And I stare.
which is rumored
Somehow
to be
Uma Thurman
retired.
gets involved.
That might be his last movie. I saw this while we were talking, right when I was getting ready to do the trailers. This
Yeah.
popped up when I logged into the real estate YouTube, and I didn't
Is
see
this
this
some-
earlier. And
This some Jean Bonnet shit.
I don't know.
It
Fucking Danny
looks like
Boyle,
some. I mean, it very well could be with him.
Maisie Williams.
Except it's like an alternate
It's funny that
universe
we
Jean
got a
Bonnet.
Game of Thrones trailer and a trailer for her. Isn't that kind of weird how that lines up?
Yeah.
Industry plant. Y'all ready?
Oh, yeah.
3, 2,
Sorry.
1, play.
Y'all know what I was doing.
No.
I quit that father.
Is that Johnny Rotten?
I am. Yes.
They look like they call people scabs. It's just
Yeah.
fucking scab.
Or like that's what they're asking to do in Call of Duty. You want to go after a scab?
Yeah. It's our version of Cooter.
Cooter and the
looks
two
good.
person
So
Cooter and the 2-person scooter.
I'm noticing the choice and the aspect ratio here. I
Danny
wonder if the whole
Boyle.
show will be that way. What's that dude's name? Is it Johnny Rotten? What's his name?
Sid Vicious.
That's it. Sid and Nancy.
It's so funny that they're
She's
using
playing
that song.
Nancy.
It just occurred to me. It's a Sex Pistol biopic.
It says it.
It's just
They're
called
serious.
Pistol, dude.
Look further. Sex Pistol
Oh.
series. Yeah. That's why I said it earlier.
Sorry.
Yeah. He had the fucking what do you call it? What's that thing? The needle that you can put that's got the little tip you fucking bend it in. What do they call those things? Bobby pin? It's not a bobby pin. What is it?
A safety pin.
Y'all know, is that it?
Yeah.
Safety pin. He had that in his ear.
Yeah.
You know, he did it himself. All right. The cream of the
Finally.
crop, dude.
Yeah.
We've been waiting on this since 2009.
Yeah, the way of water.
The Way of Water.
Teaser
I come from the water. If they don't use that song,
Oh my God.
fucking up, dude. Are y'all ready? I
Yes.
highly
Sure.
recommend full screen in HD.
Hold
All
on,
right.
let me go. Settings. 1080p. My monitor don't support it, but whatever. All right.
3, 2, 1, play.
Whoa! So no, never mind.
I mean,
Check Sully.
Dude, the new WoW expansion looks dope. From Blizzard Entertainment.
I mean, here's what he's gonna do here, guys. I can already see it in the special effects. The special effects are going to the next level.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be real clean. Look at it. Like, yeah, it's fake, but
That's a Windows wallpaper.
it looks
That's
pretty
a
good
Windows
to be fake.
wallpaper.
That's where he's going. That's not even real. You know? All of
Dude,
that. Every
yes.
bit of that's fake, guys.
Give us mechs, man. I want more mech suits.
Yeah, the mech. So is this a sequel?
I don't know.
Well, I barely remember the other movie, so I'm just wondering where this sits in the timeline of. So now we're gonna
Family
get more
Ghost.
of the, what do they call, the Navi? Like, we're getting more of them. Special effects look pretty good. Remember, this is a director. This motherfucker made Terminator 2, you know? The Abyss.
Yeah.
He said, for the rest of my life, I'm only in the business of making Avatar movies. And it's like,
Mm.
and fucking submarine documentaries, but that's another topic. A different podcast. I've watched those. They're actually pretty good.
Yeah.
They lost
Well,
one of the dudes in a helicopter crash.
Avatar is gonna be his way of continuously innovating new types of cameras.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
actually
dude, every bit of
ingenious.
that was fake.
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere in the world that looks like that. So it was all fake.
How do you know?
I mean,
no, I'm kidding.
yeah.
I'm fucking
There is-
kidding, dude.
I
That's
mean-
fake as shit, dude.
How many places?
No, like,
No,
no,
dude.
dude, like,
He's so heavily invested in Avatar. He went to another planet and filmed this.
yeah.
That's the documentary you want to see. Him going, getting on a fucking rocket from Elon
Yo, it's-
Musk and going to another planet to make a movie.
He's like, hey guys, it's Jim.
Yeah.
I'm out here on Europa filming Avatar 6.
Old.
Getting some really good footage here. My uploaded consciousness is telling me that, you know, I can keep going, man. Like, he's gonna go full Rick Sanchez and be like 1,000 times Avatar
Yeah.
sequels.
Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the next movie. I'm excited.
Yeah. I am too, man.
Dude, I just remembered. I almost thought about dropping into the pod today, being like, hey guys, I just came from 2 weeks in the future. Y'all were really pissed that I didn't watch Uncharted. I knew I was in the wrong timeline, so I came back. So,
But yeah. Next week, Sonic.
No TV show till
We ain't got a
Obi-Wan.
show, but we're on Obi-Wan. You got a week. You got 2.5 weeks. And then
I plan on finishing it once and for all tomorrow. But I will say, Griffin, you're sleeping on Outer Range, man.
I know. I've heard
finished it.
good
Yeah,
things.
it is worth watching.
Yes.
By the way, today is a holiday. I don't know if y'all knew it was a holiday. This is a new holiday that hell was just named today. It just came out. This is real, guys. Today is National Fentanyl Awareness Day, May 10th, for the rest of your life.
That's cool.
National Fentanyl Awareness Day.
So are we doing fentanyl?
Now,
Like,
raise
we
hell,
just-
praise